Armesh, Harry Ward has asked, after Mesut Ozil played in Arsenal's friendly against Villa on Saturday, has anything changed?
Well, the one thing has changed is that he played. He hadn't featured for Arsenal at all after the lockdown, didn't play a single minute. Or we saw him a couple of times at games, the sun was shining and he had that umbrella up in the stands, didn't he? But look, I think from Arsenal's perspective, I still think in an ideal situation, they do want Mesut Özil gone. He's in the final year of his contract. He's on a £350,000 a week contract. But they are well aware that the power does lie with the player here, because Mesut Özil has already come out and said, I will decide when I go, and I'm preparing for the new season as usual, which is what he said. New season prep starts now, was what he tweeted straight after that game. So Mikel Arteta has said every player has got a clean slate. It doesn't matter what's happened in the past. So in particular, you look at the likes of Mesut Özil and Matteo Guendouzi when he says something like that. Guendouzi, I think Arsenal would want to get some sort of transfer fee for, but with Mesut Özil, if they can get his wages off the payroll, then that could contribute to a transfer, could contribute to other wages. But as it stands, has anything changed? Fundamentally, Arsenal still do, in an ideal world, have an Arsenal without Mesut Özil in that squad. Realistically, though, they know that he has the power of the decision because he's under contract. He can do what he likes, really, Mesut Özil. So not much has changed, really. I think in an ideal scenario, what Arsenal would want to do is, whether Mesut Özil would agree to this or not, is rather than pay up the full term of his contract, which would cost in the region of 13, 14 million pounds, is there a compromise that can be made between Arsenal and Mesut Özil while he gets some sort of payoff and his contract is then null and voided, and then he can move for free somewhere else?
But Cav, you look at what Arsenal are spending and you look at what they're paying. What's your view on this kind of shift in the power? Where does it sit?
I think what I'd like to ask Armesh is, obviously he covers Arsenal a lot, is when Mesut Ozil says, I'm going to see out my contract, do you actually believe him? Is he speaking from the heart when he says, I'm going to stay at Arsenal, I sign a contract? Or is he kind of playing us for fools a bit? Is it just a negotiating tactic and trying to say to Arsenal, pay up my contract, otherwise I'm happy to sit here on the sidelines?
I think
That's just a question.
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of both. I think if you take what Mesut Özil says at face value, he wants to play. He says he wants to play. He wants to be involved with Arsenal. He says he was really happy to be involved in that game against Aston Villa, that pre-season friendly. But then I think a lot of it is in response to the social media backlash as well that he's endured, and particularly what Mikel Arteta has said in a number of news conferences that I've done with Mikel Arteta. He's always been asked about Mesut Özil. You can just see his face visibly drop when he's asked about it. And one of the answers he gave once was along the lines of, this will be dealt with internally. It was such a weird answer to give to, is he part of your plans? And I just said, what do you mean by that? And he says, it means I don't want to talk about it, with a smile on his face. So I don't think he does want to talk about it. I don't think he wants that issue at Arsenal at the moment. But he has Mesut Özil. And on the flip side, if they can come to some sort of resolution, if he stays and he can get the best out of Mesut Özil again, he can still be a great player. He's still a fantastic footballer, as Mesut Özil. It's just, at the moment, it just seems to be a really difficult situation and a divisive situation as well.